and I did a video, but I forgot. I don't know how's your conversation. If you have a German politician in front of you, you have conversation in English, or you also speak the German language. That's why I make it in your language. And about your president, huh? I think it's very, very, very important for the whole entire world, the planet Earth. If you guide him, you know, if you part of his private talks with the staff, with Secret Service, with the military intelligence, all that stuff who is around him. And when he have an appointment that he travel anywhere, stay on his side, because Mr. Biden is not such sweet, nice, and trustful president. No, he did a lot of things. Yes, he blew up the gas pipeline, Nord Stream. Yes, that's a reality. But a secret you won't talk about, that the German Chancellor were informed. Yes, and he gave his okay. Yes, doesn't make sense? Huh? Yes, and you are a former law expert. Yes, there are other things. The water reservoir, Zaporizhzhia. What happened there? That's also planned by the American government. And Sudan. Huh? Yes, you don't give any kind of instruction to the Ukrainian army, do you? Huh? What was that? We don't talk about. Huh? And then, that story, that journalist who wrote that story, that the Norwegian Marine is involved. But there was only investigation by the Germans, by the Danish people and by the Swedish people. There was no investigation in Norwegian. Strange, isn't it? Anyhow. And after that publication, that Mr. Biden did that with the stuff, with detonation experts, that damaged. But that was happened after the German government took the decision never again buy any kind of gas from Russia. That was a decision by Germany government. Yes? It means the Germans were investigating in a terrorist attack against infrastructure. Yes, important infrastructure. But when the government took the decision never lead any kind of gas through that pipe, not critical infrastructure, because only a piece of steel on the bottom of the sea. Yes? So, why should the German government investigate and find out the truth? They are not interesting, because it's a bad image for the Social Democratic Party. Or, I mean, Mr. Biden knows the truth, and you are a former prosecutor. You know what that means? I mean, if only the German Chancellor have a private talk with Mr. Biden, and he gives us permission to do so. So, but why? The German government create that story with that boat, and that was planned by Ukrainian and organized with a boat Andromeda from Poland. Yes, and that created story. The German Secret Service, they sent that to the Secret Service of the France, of the military airlines, and they published it. The mass media published it, and they start thinking, hey, what's the reality, what's the truth, that can be true, yes, we got to search inside the Polish people who are involved. And then Danish investigation stops, Swedish investigation stops. No one talks about it anymore, because wasn't it critical infrastructure. But for the truth and for the history, I think it's important to investigate what really were going on and who is precisely involved. And there are so many other things, you know. Also, a few weeks ago, I suspect the American government that they pointed out the attack. I mean, pointed out the target, the embassy of the Iran. Yes? Look at the time when that happened. I am sure that was planned and organized by the American government. And Mr. Netanyahu fulfilled that. Yes? I think for you, as former state prosecutor, it's also important to find out things like that. Because Nicaragua, they go on trial in Den Haag against Germany. They're delivering military arms and supporting the genocide which happened with a lot of bombs. Yes, civilian people. Yes, and when they drop a bomb, look at the buildings. Ashes until the ground. Nothing left. Civilian, of course. Terrorists. You call them terrorists. It's a shame that there exist people who got military arms, don't you think? And what's the other case? South Africa. They also investigate and apply on International War Criminal Court that Israel is guilty for genocide of the Palestinian people. Yes? And those two trials. And what happened then? Like one member of the NATO say yes, that's right. When Israel going to bomb civil houses in Palestine, in Gaza, yes, they put Israel under sanction already, yes, and Israel say, hey, apply and ask all their friends and all their NATO brothers, yes, to put sanction on Turkey. Yes, that also belongs to the history. And in that case, when there are Miss Harris say, Miss Pelosi say, we don't want to delivering any kind of heavy arms who destroy the entire house or few houses with one bomb. Yes? But that's the reality. And then, suddenly what happened? Hey, the targeting an embassy. Yes? And find out by your own mind. Don't listen to anyone else on that planet. Find out by yourself what's behind that. Yes? Right. You have in the parliament, in the Congress, also members, senators, who say, bomb Tehran. Yes? I heard it in the news. Yes? And at that time, yes, when Iranian shoot some rockets, just to say, hey, this is for the embassy, don't do this again. So just a few hours, that's all. But what was a fucking plan? Provocating them and knowing precisely, and after that, Germany say, yes, we put again sanctions on Iran, but it's legal, to point it out, the embassy, and smash it down, yes, that's legal, Huh? What a morale of the NATO. Huh? And Germany is still accused to delivering arms that the Israeli army can go further. And how that stops? Huh? How will you be able, as perhaps next president, or as whatever lady, how will you be able to spread something people can rely on? Yes? I mean, there's only hate. You understand? There's only hate, not only in heads, but also in action. And what is your idea? What is your conclusion? To find something to stop that your country at first makes such long and such much profit by offering the African countries arms. You invite them, hey, your defense minister, you can buy this part and that weapon and that weapon and that weapon. But that weapon, no, you won't get. Huh? So you tolerate it, and that is a business. Yes, that's only a business. You have incomes. Yes, and see the difference. There are some democratic politicians who want to take away all the arms for the civilian people and the ammunition, the civilian people. But if you look inside, your enemy, your political enemy, they say no, because that's a business. Yes? How many people are actually working, producing the ammunition and producing different kind of arms when you clean and when you're grown up? I don't know the law precisely, but each one can get whatever you want on that market. It's a free market. Yes? And is that the Republican sickness of their behavior? That they say, yes, we want to go on with it. There was a bullet on the ear. I don't know. We can't ask that guy anymore. We don't know exactly what happened. Yes, there was a man on the roof. He pointed out a gun, which the Republican sold to him. Yes, because the government have incomes for each bullet which has been sold as each weapon that has been sold. And the Republican, they always only think about making the profit, and then there are some dirty Democrats who only think about the working places inside the industry. Yes, the same in Germany, precisely the same. Yes, and if you want to find a way, let's say a real clean way of discussing about peace I mean really peace. What do you think? What kind of way you as politician, or you as prosecutor, or you as lawyer, or you as woman, what kind of opportunity you have? Do you have any kind of peaceful solution? I mean, by yourself. I mean, not asking the people who are surround you, when you take over the presidency, if you win the selection. I mean, is there any kind of idea how to change something into good when you see there is no only evil things ongoing, only hate between that fucking NATO construct and the rest of the world? Isn't that true? Isn't that the dirty NATO who always create the problems and has, after they won, the next problems start? Yes. You know, sometimes I'm interested in different kind of music. You know, favorite, I don't know. I do love some reggae music, and since I am a victim of satanic, sadistic, awful Nazis who runs computer machines and are connected to my body, yes, since then I'm more interested about lyrics. You know, I love reggae music, of course. I love the rhythm, yes, but I also do love hip-hop music, rap music, and punk music, yes. And I know a musician. His name is Kay Rino, Lino. He's a Texanian man, and sometimes I wonder why such people don't become president. Such lovely, well-educated people, but they are musicians, you know? And he did one song called Written in Blood. Listen to that song, and then you find out things about your country which isn't clean, which isn't nice. Yes? And if I ask you, what would you do as president, when it concerns peace? Look at, listen to that song, Written in Blood, and all that war crimes which the American government did, which is mentioned there. Think about why are so many people forget what's important in their life and become military armed people who hate who really hate, because there is no other solution than hating the United States for the things which they done, yes, and they did that, all that crimes, all that war crimes, which are mentioned there. And how many times were actually in all those war crimes military friends from the NATO involved in that war crimes? Yes? And there you see the devil. The devil is the construct of the NATO. Yes? And if one country doing a war crime, yes, I mean really war crime. War crimes is in a lot of direction, you know. One war crime is to put a country under sanction. Yes, that's an economic war crime. Don't you think? And how strong is a community? Huh? When 33 countries stick their ass together and make the decision to put one country under sanctions. Yes? Sometimes there's a little bit fighting between the American and the European community. Yes? And then they raise tax. Huh? And they fight with tax. Tax. You know? So, it means there's a discussion, something which they then call unfair. They won't change or something. And then later on, it's everything okay because they made an agreement. Yes? But that's a different thing. You know? We have two inside the NATO. Yes? This is the euro as financial interest and the dollar as financial interest. Yes? Aren't they concurrents? What do you think? When we fight? Huh? Are we or are we not? Huh? Enemies. But the NATO keep us together. You know? The American, they're doing whatever they want in Europe. Isn't that true? How sick is your country? Really? Don't you see the things which are ongoing in Ukraine? Don't you see that? No. I mean, when you ask the United Nations as a community of each country, has, and when it concerns military issues, there's always 33 countries. I mean, look at this. Huh? President Putin has been accused and also sentenced of war crime. I mean, there's a conflict going on between Ukraine and Russia. Yes? I mean, we let NATO out and Europe out. Yes? I mean, if you look at the sanction, yes, doesn't make it sense when the European Parliament swallow the Ukraine? Isn't that a real strong investigation, a real strong investment? Look how big that country is, and how rich that country is, and the size is, I don't know how much, gonna be the biggest country in Europe from a land size, you know? And when the European say, like they're always doing, we put Russia under sanction, it means that the former independent country, Ukraine, has to sell their ass to the European Parliament, to the Euro, and to the European politicians. They make the decision to put Russia under sanction, and the Ukraine is a member of the sanction. Yes? And you don't see any kind of trouble. Huh? And what is the worst thing of the European community? Huh? Yes, the worst thing is that they offer membership, yes, but they also force inside the military allies. Yes, it is like that. But the European community, as Germany, they also offer Russia the membership of the European Parliament. Huh? Yes, that's really was the truth. They also offer Turkey membership of the EU, but they're waiting, I don't know, 40 years already to become member of the European Parliament. Huh? I mean, forcing a country. I mean, they put money on the table, the European, yes, that the Ukraine come in. But what about independency? You understand the word independency. Independency means I am the leader of a country, and that's my country. I'm responsible for that country, and I sell my independency to the European Parliament. Huh? Then he don't have his own money system. Huh? He don't have his own juridic system. He don't have his own law. Huh? He don't have his yes. When he's a member of the NATO, he got to attack. Huh? Other countries, whatever NATO going to attack. Huh? So he said his independency, or he wanted. Yes. And the American, there's no concurrence between euro and the dollar. Huh? Don't you understand? What's the issue? No, huh? You see? But forcing inside NATO, huh? How many years you have sanctions on different countries, huh? And you try, how many times, how often you fight with other countries' government, and what you're telling all the people, the voters, huh? The people, huh? Through your mass media propaganda, Huh? What is for different between Russia and United States? What is there for different between China and United States? Huh? Can you explain that? Huh? Why you hate them? Why you keep them as enemy? Why don't you want to sit on a table and have peace? Huh? You support that the Ukraine become a member of the European Parliament because the European Parliament forced the Ukraine into NATO. Huh? And you have the power inside the NATO. You run the NATO. Yes, and you do in Europe whatever you want. Yes, that's the reality. Look, a few years ago, the American government took the decision to send some troops from North Rhine-Westphalia, from Rheinland-Pfalz, from Germany to Poland. And Germany was complaining, hey, why you do this? How can you do this? But you did it. Yes? And now you are such sick country. Huh? You want to help Poland, huh? As a new member of the European Parliament, huh? As a new member of the NATO, that they got atomic bombs? Are you sick? What for? Doesn't we have enough countries to have military atomic bombs? Huh? Do you know how many they got? How many countries there exist who got already military atomic arms? Huh? You know? No. Most people don't know about that. As they are. Huh? America, of course. Of course, Russia. Of course, China. Are there more? France. Huh? Are there more? Britain. Are there more? Pakistan. Are there more? India. Are there more? Huh? Israel. Are there more? Saudi Arabia. Are there more? South Africa. Isn't that enough? Huh? Why you want to build another atomic war? Another atomic country? Why? You are sick. Yes? I mean, not you personally. I think your country, Mr. Biden, yes, and the things are told, yes, you're gonna be on the table, lady, yes, and I don't know, but be careful, he's quite old, yes, and sometimes he's a little bit la 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 la, yes, I think he should quit immediately the presidency, and let you run the next 100 days to the selection, no matter what else other people say, or stay on his side, because you don't want to run in more conflicts as they are now, do you? You don't care, because Biden and his administration, yes, look who is him behind. Look precisely who's behind, yes? And remember 1991, when Mr. Bush, yes, the president, when he asked the Congress, what should we do? Yes, Saddam Hussein is producing chemical weapon, mass destructive chemical weapon. What should we do? I am for give him a military note. But what you do, I ask you, senators of the Congress, vote for it. Mr. Biden say yes. You see, a warlord and a war criminal, because the United Nations, after the country were gone, yes, United Nations, look everywhere, didn't found any kind of chemical weapon manufactories, doesn't exist. But, who killed all those people? Why is the dirty President Bush never been on trial for things like that? And the senators who support him to do this with military forces swiftly, like you always mention. Yes. So you see, and Mr. Biden, yes, when you see that destruction of our environment, yes, look at the climate crisis. Look precisely, how many billions each year you, as United States, spend tax money to clean up the mess the weather has done. Yes, there's no different in Italy, in Spain, in Germany, in Belgium, in France, in Poland. Yes, there's no different. It's all tax money which the government has to spend. And those money never been mentioned how much precisely it was that each local government has to put on the table to rebuild the cities. Yes? No, they don't talk about that. But they managed anyhow, till now. And the wildfire, yes. Look what a sick community the NATO is. Last year, there was a lot of wildfire ongoing, not only in the United States, not only in Mexico, as well as in Canada. And you start having difficulties. You have to wear a mask, or the schools were closing, the people have to close the windows and the doors and don't go out and make exercising and things like that. Yes. And when I see, I have satellite navigation, I see everything. Yes? And I know, when I see there's a wildfire, I know, I see what kind of direction the wind is coming and where the wildfire is going. Yes? And when the wildfire is starting, yes, fucking 8 months in Canada last year. 8 months, as well as in Mexico. 8 months wildfire. There's no politician who think about the birds inside the trees, which lose their babies, burn, not able to fly away, burn with conscience. You see, it has never been mentioned by any kind of politician that they feel sorrow. Yes. No. And you see the sick NATO construct, they all have plans. Yes. They all have helicopters. Yes. They all have firefighters. They all have firefighter crews which they can organize. But what's the fucking NATO doing? One maneuver after another maneuver, after another maneuver, after another maneuver, and the European fucking politicians say, yes, we have interest on that piece of cake called Ukraine, and we are willing to put money on the table to fulfill the contract. Yes? Nothing else? But now they say, oh, yes, here you have the weapon to attack Russia. I mean, it's Russia. Don't you think? I mean, it's Russia. You want to sell, you want to buy a piece of Russia. The Ukraine didn't get the independency from the Warsaw Pact, to sell their ass to the NATO. But the NATO, they invest. They want the Ukraine to become a member of the European Parliament because then they are a member of the NATO. That's why the NATO countries are on one side, and on the other side, people who see this, and want to fight against it. And now, like Mr. Bush, that time, that dirty Bush, he gives the order to his military people in Iraq and in Kuwait, to blow the refineries, yes, and that was the worst by human being created climate disaster ever happened. Yes, it took 3, 4, 5 months to stop the oil from burning. I mean, it's plastic. And look what Israel did last 2 days. What happened? Again, a refinery, a petrol station, oil reservoir, and it's burning and burning and burning. That time, in 1991, when Bush gives the order to attack Iraq, yes, they say the tanks, they want to stop the tanks getting petrol, yes, but blowing up a refinery and the sky turned black, really, yes, and all these clouds were spinning around the planet Earth, yes, and also comes up, yes, was around the world. You also had in the United States that certain kind of clouds from that burning oil fields in 1991. Yes, I look out my window because the clouds were coming, yes, and I look out my window and there was like, I don't know, like a broccoli, the clouds like broccoli really small and pressed and really low. Yeah? Like you can grab it with your hands or something. That was dark, was black. The clouds were black, really black. And then there were flashlights. And that was millions of flashlights. Doesn't matter if you look to the left side or look to the right side, you only see flashlights, flashlights, flashlights the whole time. Yes. And then 2 days later, 3 days later, they come again. And I used to go to a garden, and there are some enemies, and I give them the vegetable which from my food, and they were scared. Yeah, they were shaking. The whole entire body were shaking. Yes, because of the things which were happening. Yes, from the first time, and then the second time, those clouds comes again. And they were shaking. They saw these clouds coming, and they were really afraid, because all these flashlights, they has been outside and went through. Yes, and it was terrible. Yes, I don't know if from 1991 anyone have any kind of movies or private videos made from that time. But that was horrible, and we don't know. Yes, I mean, this is plastic, burning plastic. Go in your kitchen, take a spoon, yes, take your lighter, yes, and burn, yes. Then you see what's going up in the air, that black, yes. And we don't know how much we destroyed our atmosphere. Yes, with things like that. And now again, yes, last year, the 8 months, yes, look at the catastrophic result of those wildfire, yes, everywhere flooding, yes, in the United States, 100 tornadoes within 2 days. Yes? Isn't that catastrophic? Isn't that something to think about? Huh? And look, that rain which is coming down. It's not only, yes, the rain. Yes, in the winter, up in the mountains where it's cold, it comes snow. We had last year more snow than the last 20 years. Yes? And we had also, in different parts of the planet Earth, records on snowfall. Records. Yes? And in 3 months ago, it started getting hot. Suddenly. Yes? The temperature were changing up to 20 or 25 degrees, and in Kazakhstan, in the Atlas region between Kazakhstan and Russia, the snow starts melting, and there were such much water on the way, like it's now in Zermatt. Yes, there was such water on the way. It smashed 3 water staudamm, water storage, and the cities, the entire region, were up till 8 meters underwater. Yes, in Kazakhstan as well as in Russia. 8 meter. Huh? Yes. And the same we had in Switzerland. The same we had in northern Italy. Huh? But we don't see how it works. You see, when you burn a forest, if you burn or not, if the sun burns a forest, where does the clouds go? Up in the atmosphere. But how high? They can't leave the atmosphere, you know? They don't go outside the atmosphere. Stay inside the atmosphere. And the circulation of the planet Earth, yes, as well as the wind, yeah, it makes. And when it comes such much down, and now we see again this year, yes, the result of the flooding, yes, when the wildfire is coming out of the mountain, they smash away everything, because was snowfall records last year, last winter, yes, and you see this year, look at Chile, in Chile started a wildfire, and it was such high wind. The firefighters couldn't do anything. There was no help for the people. The fire burned everything away. And now the same again. Canada, California, and Northern America. I don't know where else. I don't look daily for wildfire. But we see the climate situation don't stop. Getting worse. We don't do enough. We don't stick together. We don't fight together. It's only blah, 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 blah. You know? There's no who say, hey, we got, damn it, a responsibility, not only for the people who live now, yes, not only for the people, for the children. No, we also, as grown-up and older human beings, got rights to fight if things going wrong. And you only talk, yes? You talk. You want to change something, but you don't change. Look at the architecture of the buildings. Look what Beryl did now. Oh, you took a nice trip, huh? Don't expect less hurricanes. You know, at the moment we have 2 other hurricanes, but far away. No one concerned about that. Oh, yes. Never be mentioned in the States. If there's a hurricane or tornado elsewhere, at least not in the news. And Italy, no? You see, there are 3 different regions at the moment where we don't know precisely what's going to be next. Yes? Stromboli, Etna, and the so-called Felder. We don't know precisely what's going to happen there. But if they happen, if there something happen, we know gonna be a disaster if that goes up. But when you think about, have you any kind of idea? How? Have you any kind of solution to different kind of problems? Are you willing to listen to different people and not only to your secret service and military stuff? You know, they are quite dirty. They're useless. Yes, they always have enemies in their head. Huh? It's never their attempt to talk about peace. The Secret Service sniffing around how they can provocate and how can they organize, and the military stuff organize the result, yes, which has been organized by the Secret Service. Yes, it's precisely that way, and we never know what they organize, what's a plan. But I think the next 100-year lady is very important for you, and not only for you. You also have then a responsibility for all American people. And look at that fucking hate there is from your political enemies, and how the Trump is treating the Democrats. Say, you left wings, you left communists, blah, 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 blah. And when you look inside, isn't he about Germany? Doesn't he have relatives in Germany, from Germany? Yes, he has, Why he is hating and mention the Antifa a lot of time. Listen precisely to his words. Yes? I mean, these are people, not only students, well-educated people, and when they left the university, they are still inside that organization, which is no organization, But when a dirty man like Mr. Donald Trump want to have his friends, his proud boys, yes, and when he had that interview about Charlottesville, look what he is saying, I mean, it's strange, the same when he was president, all those people who actually were working for him, when they have been sentenced to prison, we go up and make a presidential decree, release them. They're free. Is that the kind of justice you're fighting for? I don't think so. And the worst thing is, he knows how to use social media as social network precisely. And I mean, are you in a civil war? Democrats against Republicans? What was that? When he asked, hey, the voting wasn't fair. Yes, the voting wasn't fair. Hey, how, Germany, how can you do this? How can you do this? How can you do this? Yes, you import products out of Russia, gas and oil and uranium, or what else? Yes, how can you do this? How can you do this? What's wrong with it? When I ask you. I mean, Russia has been delivering since more than 60 years whatever we wanted. Yes? And there has been no trading between those two countries. When Russia signed a contract with any kind of European member, there never have been trading. Yes, they sign contracts and they run these contracts, both sides. Until, yes, Mr. Trump arrived and say, how can you do this? And the German, the stupid German, aye, sir, aye, sir, aye, sir, aye, sir, aye, sir. They are sick. But those politicians we have, what kind of party? What do you know about them? Nothing at all. You don't know nothing about Germany. You don't know how dirty and how ugly they can be. Yes. And if you are a prosecutor, what do you think about when somebody uses computer technology and hate you and build up a wireless connection to your brain cells and start terrorizing and torturing you? And when there is no juridic help for the victims, who are in reality programmed, when a computer Nazi, yes, who works for the government, don't misunderstand it, computer-educated staff who works for the government, yes, let's say for the defense minister, yes, and the staff in front of the computer, they build a wireless connection through the embedded chip inside your body, and they program the brain cells. They isolate the region dreaming cells. They isolate the region sleeping cells. They isolate the region listening cells. They isolate the region smelling cells. They isolate the region seeing cells. Yes? And then they start torturing you. First, they program movies, and then in the night they send the movies inside the dreaming cells. Yes? We had one chancellor who started with it. In my case, That was fat ass Dr. Helmut Kohl. Yes, a Christian politician, huh? Start programming human brain cells. And his computer Nazi rats who doing this. Yes? And then they have experts, they're programming films, and they stimulate the films inside your dreaming cells and get you out of the deep sleep. Yes? But that's not the only thing they're doing. Yes. I know for the things they did in reality over a period since November 87, when they transfer the first video which they programmed inside the dreaming cells. Yes, that was the start of the terror, the start of the electronic terror. And when you know you have a constitution who say each 4 years we have new voting, except when the government split, when they break down or when they stop working, so that there's no new voting. Yes? But then 4 years. 4 years, 4 years. You know, when Dr. Helmut Kohl started, who runs that machine? Yes? Who runs that machine? To which a minister, you call him defense minister, I'm sure. I'm convinced. Defense minister. And the first were the dreaming cells. Yes. And then in 1996, I hear a voice who talks inside the listening cells, and suddenly he speaks through a microphone inside the head. Huh? Yes. And he say, if you smell like that, run as quick as possible away from this place. Can you imagine that? A government employed person who use a microphone and have a connection to your listening cells and talk inside your listening cells at the same time when you stimulate the ugly chemical poison inside your smelling cells. Can you imagine that? What would you do as prosecutor with Nazi rats like that? In 1993, those Nazis took a decision. You know, they started 87, 88, 89, 99, 91, 92, 93. In 1993, yes, they climbed through the brain cells inside the teeth. And then they pointed out a region on the teeth. Then turn on the electricity that beats and bites, and they burn away the teeth. Can you imagine that? Huh? And those Nazi rats also waterboarding me. Yes? They have access to the reality when you sleep. They can create inside the videos they send a certain kind of virtual reality. They play with you in the night. They play with you when you are sleeping. Yes? I can tell you a few things, but for the pressure on the dirty Nazi government in Germany, yes, the last 2 years I was asked to go in Ukraine. Can you imagine that? By the dirty Nazi rats who talk inside the listening cells and stimulate inside the dreaming cells. And in 1993, that Nazi rats, he kept me awake 3 days, 3 nights, 4 days, 4 nights, 3 days, 3 nights, 1996 into coma, 7 days and 7 nights. Yes, and after that, he shot machine gun bullets inside my head, and I was bleeding. Later on, a few hours later, I was bleeding out of my left ear. Yes, he'd also things like that. In 1996, I noticed some kind of electricity creeping, yes, and it started all over in the head. I don't know how many millions of people, millions of points. And then I felt there was running, no, not running, slowly reaching from one point to another, and you felt that electricity. You really felt it. And it getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And in the end, they shoot on the left pupil. Yes, they climb from the embedded neck chip up to the seeing cell of my left eye. Yes, and they send electricity through the seeing cells on the seeing nerve and shoot on the pupil. 1996. Those Nazi rats are allowed to do this, you know? 1 year later, I was together with a friend of mine visiting Rotterdam, a friend visiting a family, a musician family, and that time I was sitting in the living room, yes, and my girlfriend were helping in the kitchen, preparing lunch, not dinner, preparing lunch, and I was sitting in the living room, and suddenly I see a red balloon lifting up from the ground and go through the window to the balcony door. I stand up, run quick to the balcony door, try to catch that balloon, and then I notice something is wrong, because the balcony were going down, you know, going down perhaps 10 meters or something, yes? And I noticed on the balcony door, I noticed something wrong, because I realized when I follow this balloon and try to catch it, I fell down the balcony. I fell down the balcony, and I noticed something's wrong. And I went back to the place I was sitting, and the balloon was still on the precisely place it was before. So that means that those Nazi rats are taping digital the things I am seeing. Actually, the living room and the red balloon was on the ground in the corner, yes, under the window. And I reckon I knew the balloon was there because when we arrived to the flat, we saw the balloon. I saw the balloon there, yes, and then the tape out of the private living room, create a movie, create a video, and stimulating both seeing cells and raping the entire scene. You know, that was 1997. The last 2 years, we have no ample coalition, you know. And who runs the defense minister? The Social Democrats. Yes? That with the seeing cells. Yes? For me, conclusion they observe through my eyes. Those dirty Nazi rats. Yes? They're terrorized by staying in the seeing cells connected. Yes? I don't know if it's some kind of making you disgusting, feeling you disgusting if somebody doing this with you. Huh? I mean secretly, not officially, you know, secretly. All behind your back. Huh? Also an embedded chip, without your knowledge, placed inside your body. And then, after that, what kind of feelings, what kind of motions you got? Like for instance, you stay on the street, and you see it's red, yes, so you don't go, on a flashlight, But if somebody tapes it, and create instead of red, green, and stimulate it, so you think it's green, there's no car coming, and to stimulate a movie inside your brain cell, inside your seeing cells, and a car, accident, drove you dead. Yes? It's a nice feeling, to live like that. And forced by dirty politician Nazis, without any kind of knowledge by the green politician. Yes. And one of the worst crime, I personally shut him down. Yes. I wish him death sentence. Really. Since he asked me to go to the Ukraine. Yes. He stimulate inside my inside my right eye, a kind of movie, non-stop, a non-stop film to torture and terrorize me, and to stop me working on my papers. Yes, the entire clearness is gone. Yes, it's not a damage naturally. No, the Nazi word is stimulating to torture me. Yes, to block me in living my life. Yes, can you imagine? Yes, and do you understand my anger? Why I hate those Nazis and those dirty politicians like Mr. Scholz, who say, I heard you are a dealer, I heard you are a dealer, I heard you are a dealer, as response. Because when the Nazis of the defense asked me to go in Ukraine, how can that be happen? That must be the wishes of the Chancellor, you know? And the fucking Nazis still winning daily, seeing some movies and tapes it, and they still talking inside the listening cells terrorizing day and night. And yes, I don't know. Huh? What would you do as prosecutor when a Nazi take your scene? Yes, and then one of those Nazi rats say, that could happen. That's because you're smoking dope daily. That's because you're smoking dope daily. The dirty military Nazi rat said that. You know, wicked military Nazi rats who should be executed, really, huh? But by law.